Welcome Trinidad and Tobago to our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Let's take a look at the headlines. Citizens support the Defense Amendment Bill. Energy Minister gives a detailed account of last week's nationwide power outage. And Trinidad and Tobago to become an educational tourism hub for robotic technology. In our top story, as the Senate debated the Defense Amendment Bill today, citizens shared their opinions.
We come to the Parliament with this bill to say that it is unfair to ask the good men and women of the Defense Force to go forth with the police, stand neck, shoulder to shoulder, and to fight criminals who are well armed, who are dangerous and evil, and to ask that they stand side by side but not be given any legal protection for their own life, limb and property, and for their own selves.
As the government continues to vigorously pursue options in an effort to combat crime, the Defense Amendment Bill, which was recently passed in the lower house, today moved up to the Senate for debate. News 4 took to the streets of Port of Spain to get a general idea of the views and opinions of those on the ground.
A democratic country should never have soldiers as policemen.
Yeah, I support the bill since that it will curb crime and it will be able to lower the level of crime on society and be able to help.
I don't support the soldiers receiving that sort of power because they're trained to kill and they're not trained to deal with the public. So putting them out here is a big risk.
But I think to decrease crime, is welcome by me. People may have a different view. Each people is different. But as long as you help fight crime, I give it a yes.
No, I don't. Because they have their own authority and their own rights, and police have their own authority and their own rights. So I don't think joining them would be good for the public.
Yes, I agree with that, and I think it's a way of helping out the police service.
No, I don't, because I think that would be putting the country in a kind of a army state, like what's this country, Venezuela. So I don't.
I think it's a good thing because not only would it help the police force, but it would give the wider coverage of security protection throughout the country.
I find that is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I believe a soldier is trained to be a soldier. A police is a police. And I do expect a soldier to be acting as a police. When a police make an arrest or what the case may be, a soldier have no time to make up any report. He move. He acts and move.
I support it in the extent of it supporting to alleviate and to reduce crime in Trinidad and Tobago. If that is going to help, I think definitely let's try it and see if this could be a viable solution.
The public debate was so intense that two individuals took the time to shut down each other's point.
Soldiers trained to kill, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not. And giving a soldier pause arrests to work with the police. As I said, they are already working with the police and for the police. So giving them that extra power, to me, that's a political mileage.
No, would they just go and kill like that? No, I don't think so. No. But in
I'm not
this
saying
time,
they will kill like that.
No, they won't.
What I'm saying is, the way they are trained, police trained to be humble. Excuse me, so could I have...
Also soldiers too.
Miss, so if a police comes, he's supposed to say, good afternoon, sir. Could I have your license, please? And when he finishes, he say, thank you very much.
Does he say it?
When? Not again.
The police, does he say it?
Not again.
So why must we brand the soldier and feel he's more harsher than the police?
It's not reality.
No, the soldiers are the same. You could talk to a soldier, good morning, how are you? And he would answer just as well. It's how you think about the soldier.
You see, in the line of duty, it's two different type of people. In the line of duty, it's two different type of people.
In the time of war, but we never had that war here. So we can't brand the soldiers and say, if you give them the power, they're going to kill and destroy. No.
Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
Energy Minister Kevin Ramnarine presented to the Upper House statements regarding the nationwide blackout of Friday, March 29, 2013. He says the ministry has met and continues to meet with the various stakeholders involved in the blackout and assures that such an event will not occur again.
With many questions still in the dark over what exactly caused the Good Friday nationwide blackout, Energy Minister Kevin Ramnarine sought to lay a detailed account in Senate this Tuesday of what caused the power outage. He says investigations conducted over the Easter weekend proved the root of the problem being the lack of an automated system in the 2009 commission valve at the Phoenix Park Gas Processors Limited plant.
Our investigations have revealed that this NGC automatic bypass system consists of 4 bypass valves. There are valves A, B, C, and D. Valves A and B were installed with the first phase of Phoenix Park PPGPL in 1991. Valves C and D were installed with the second phase of PPGPL in 1998. That was the second expansion of Phoenix Park. In 2009, Madam Vice President, the company, Phoenix Park Gas Processors Limited, completed its third expansion. However, this time, there was no concomitant expansion of the NGC automatic bypass facility. That, Madam Vice President, is the root of the problem we experienced on Good Friday. It was simply waiting to happen. I can now tell the Senate and the public that this deficiency in the design of the bypass system, the NGC bypass system, will be rectified.
He says the drop in natural gas flow at a lowered pressure resulted in power failure at power gen sites, which led to the blackout.
The loss of power in Trinidad caused the loss of 4 megawatts of power, which was at the time being supplied by the submarine cable. In an attempt to pick up this loss of supply, the 3 generating units at Cove Power Station were shut down due to operator error. This resulted in a total loss of power in Tobago at 1:29 a.m. At this time, that is 1:29 a.m., we were in a state of nationwide blackout. That is Tobago and Trinidad. The operator error at Cove Power Station is currently under investigation by TNTEC. The natural gas system at NGC, Madam Vice President, was normalized and an all clear was given to restart power generation facilities at 1:15 a.m.
On Sunday, the minister met with stakeholders to review the cause of the blackout and how each and every could contribute to prevent a reoccurrence. Following the event, Minister Ramnarine says contingency plans will be put in place to prevent any similar happenings in the future.
What is therefore emerging in our discussions post this blackout is a set of recommendations that, when implemented, will strengthen the Trinidad and Tobago natural gas, power, electricity system. There are many recommendations, but the key recommendations are as follows. 1, installation of dual fuel capacity at selected stations. At present, the PowerGen Ryson Road Power Plant has this facility, but it is not operational. By dual fuel, we mean having a liquid fuel such as diesel, bunker C, or jet A1 distillate in storage at the power plant in the event the natural gas supply is compromised. So we will not only be relying on natural gas to generate power. 2, installation of the requisite infrastructure to evacuate all the power that can be generated by TGU and to bring that power to the national grid. TGU, Madam Vice President, has a capacity of 720 megawatts, and it is currently only supplying below 300 megawatts of power to TNTEC, and that is because of infrastructural constraints. The third recommendation is that we ensure that every power plant in Trinidad and Tobago has a black start capability and that this is reliable. Black start refers to the system that allows a power plant to self-start. And 4, that the NGC will install additional bypass capacity so that the NGC will now become fully independent of the Phoenix Park Gas Processors Limited bypass system.
It's expected that a preliminary version of this report will be submitted to Cabinet on Thursday, April 4th. Kimberly Ramkalawan, News 4.
Meanwhile, the Energy Minister says the cat cracker unit at Petrotrin's Pointe-a-Pierre refinery will be restarted soon, after being out of operation for at least 2 years. The minister was speaking in the Senate when he made this announcement.
Responding to questions during debate on a private motion in the Senate, Minister Ramnarine stated the cat cracker, now as it stands, is mechanically complete and is awaiting the supply of steam to start up its operations. He admitted that Petrotrin had challenges in getting the cat cracker completed.
We have had serious challenges in getting the cat cracker completed, the upgrade completed. It did start in April 2011, and we are now on some 2 years since April 2011. There have been many challenges with that project. One of the main challenges, of course, is that the contractors that were originally brought in had to be dismissed by Petrotrin, and I explained that in an answer to a question to this Parliament some months ago.
The Energy Minister says once the cat cracker is completed, the GOP would have come to an end.
The cat cracker, right now as it stands, is mechanically complete and is awaiting the supply of steam to start up its operations.
Minister Ramnarine made this statement as he responded to claims from opposition Senator Terence Dalasing that the delay in restarting this unit has resulted in the state oil company suffering a loss of US $2.5 billion.
After the break, several projects in East Port of Spain completed. Stay with us.
Meet the Kissoons. It's Saturday, and everyone has to do their part to clean the house. Everything was flowing perfectly until... Daddy, where do you want to go? No. Don't let this happen to you. Pay your bill today.
The Water and Sewage Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Water security for every sector. Deliver it. Sustain it.
Hello. Ever thought of cutting your TSTC business landline costs? It's simply a smart choice to make. Only from Blink. One fixed monthly rate for bundled local minutes, bundled mobile minutes, bundled international minutes, and many free calling features. All wrapped up to save you a bundle. Smart choice. Only from Blink. A bundle of joy.
Welcome back. Trinidad and Tobago is to become an educational tourism hub for robotic technology. This from Health Minister Dr. Fuad Khan, who launched a workshop on laparoscopic and robotic surgery at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex on Monday. Speaking at the Hilton Ballroom at the Trinidad Hilton and Conference Center on this latest development with Dr. Barry Maraj, consultant surgeon in England, and North Central Regional Health Authority's chairman, Dr. Shehinaz Mohammed.
Trinidad will be a unique place. It will be able to be sold as a medical tourism destination. But much more than medical tourism, what we and I intend to do is to work together with the different regional health authorities to produce what we call the educational tourism.
Health Minister Dr. Fuad Khan speaking on the laparoscopic and robotic surgery workshop. Laparoscopic or keyhole surgery and robot-assisted surgeries help surgeons perform complex procedures through tiny incisions. Consultant surgeon Barry Maraj of Whittington Hospital, London, England, was invited by the ministry to train local surgeons over a period of 4 days in laparoscopy or robotics. The major objective of the workshop is to increase laparoscopic expertise in Trinidad and Tobago, especially in the public health sector. Dr. Khan explains that this training forms part of the ministry's overall plan to improve healthcare through the introduction of high-tech medicine. He adds that the ministry is seeking to upgrade the facilities at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex to include establishment of a laparoscopic laboratory with training simulators, establishment of a dedicated laparoscopic theatre, introduction of a Da Vinci robot with simulators, and the establishment of a video and audio link between the theatres and the waiting room. For the patient, benefits of laparoscopic and robot-assisted surgeries when compared to open surgery may include less pain, less blood loss, less scarring, shorter hospital stays, and shorter recovery times. Doctors attending the workshop will be given an opportunity to participate in live surgeries, dry laboratory, video presentations, and panel discussions. Dr. Shehinaz Mohammed says she fully supports this initiative.
Trinidad and Tobago is now classified as an upper-income non-OECD country. Therefore, Trinidad and Tobago should be spending over 8% of our GDP, and that is inclusive of both private and public spending. In order to offer the kinds of service we will be talking about, we need to seriously increase our percentage GDP spending on healthcare. Our patient expectations are high. Many of our doctors are very highly qualified. But supportive facilities and such necessities as CT scanners, MRI, PET scanners, ICU, and HDU equipment are all very costly to purchase and costly to maintain. As chairman of the NCRHA, this initiative and this desire to continue with innovative care will be high on my agenda during my tenure.
Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
Laws in the system of Customs and Excise Department have cost government some $357 million in overtime over 8 years. This was revealed by Minister of Trade and Industry and Investment and Minister in the Ministry of Finance and the Economy, the Honorable Vasant Bharath.
According to Minister Bharath, because of inefficiencies in the system that were over 20 years old, cargo was usually cleared after normal working hours, which led to millions of dollars of overtime to custom officers between 2002 to 2010. The minister says he hoped to address the issue through the use of technology by electronically processing documents which usually had to be physically carried for certification to the Ministry of Trade, Chemistry, Food and Drug Division, Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standards, Plant Quarantine and Animal Quarantine.
In the Caribbean region, we have similar problems. Very high debt to GDP ratios. Jamaica, for the second time in 3 years, going cap in hand to look at restructuring its debt. Barbados, 86% debt to GDP. Grenada, the new Keith Mitchell government in Grenada, suffering because they're unable to repay their debts.
He noted the local financial sector contributed approximately $13 billion to the country's GDP in 2012 and was hoping to do more through financial operations and service delivery centers.
Many of the other CARICOM regions also suffering major problems because of their high debt to GDP, but also because of their low arrivals of tourists. So when one looks at the global picture, Japan, because of the problems they're having with China, also tottering with high debt levels, as well as poor relationships with one of its major trading partners.
He also says it would create a new industry for tertiary graduates, and so the University of Trinidad and Tobago and the University of the West Indies would develop programs specifically tailored to ensure that the requirements for the sector would be met.
When one looks at our macroeconomic position, we're in a very stable place. When one looks at our inherent advantages, God-given advantages, we have many of those as well. We have oil and gas. And we have that into the foreseeable future. We are strategically, geographically placed in one of the best locations in the world to take advantage of many different things.
Minister Bharath spoke at RBC's breakfast meeting at the Queen's Park Cricket Club, Port of Spain, where he gave the feature address. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Trade and Investment believes the upsurge in crime in recent times is not a deterrent to investing. The minister was speaking at the RBC's breakfast meeting at the Queen's Park Oval in Port of Spain.
Admitting that we live in a country faced with challenges, Minister of Trade and Investment Vasant Bharath says he's adamant that these issues, particularly crime, will not prevent the growth and development of Trinidad and Tobago.
We have issues of labor. If we want to be honest with ourselves, we have issues of VAT refunds. We have all sorts of little issues, many of which are not difficult to fix. There's some that are going to be longer term, like crime. Although in many countries, although crime is an issue, it is not a deterrent to investing.
He says these issues and the concerns of crime are not undefeatable.
We also recognize that there are issues, and therefore, how do we deal with them? Some of the issues are longer term. Crime is not something we're going to get up tomorrow and fix, clearly. It is something that is inherent, that is cultural almost. We've got to put in place things that will eliminate crime over a period of time by changing our whole culture. But there are some things that we can change.
The minister says one of the issues he believes that his ministry can fix almost immediately is the ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago.
9 months ago, we embarked on this journey to make the ease of doing business in Trinidad and Tobago easier, if I could say. We currently rank at number 69 in the world in terms of ease in doing business out of 132 countries. Not very good. We currently rank, and that feeds into our Global Competitiveness Index, where we rank at number 84 in the world.
The minister was speaking on the theme Rejuvenating the Trinidad and Tobago Economy, government's role in facilitating capacity building and competitive advantage in the non-traditional, non-energy sectors. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
Up next, the very latest in sports. Stay with us.
I was born on an island in the Caribbean where every creed and race finds an equal place.
I am Trinbago.
Here you could get lost in the sweet songs of our steel band or the rhythm of the tassa drum, and then we mix up all the cultures like a pot of callaloo and put on the greatest show on earth.
I am Trinbago. Win, lose or draw, we celebrate everybody. Our beauty is known around the world. No one can lime like us and fet like us. We play together, work together, we pray together.
I am Trinbago. From the shores of Charleville to Maracas, to the streets of Port of Spain and Scarborough, there's no other land that I'd rather have my identity than this twin island, Trinidad and Tobago. I am dialect.
I am goat race.
I am doubles and roti.
I am emancipation and arrival.
I am oil and rainforests.
I was forged from the love of liberty.
We are Trinbago.
I am red,
white and black. I am TNT.
Brought to you by the Ministry of National Diversity and Social Integration.
Welcome back. It was record-breaking Monday for Trinidad and Tobago at the 28th installment of Carifta Swimming on Day 2. The Trinidad and Tobago swimmers were in second place with 512 points, some 56 points behind leaders Guadeloupe and just ahead of third-placed Aruba, who earned 488 with the host Jamaica in fourth on 430.
Dylan Carter broke the meet record in the 200-meter freestyle when he sailed into the wall in 1 minute 50.35 seconds, wiping out the record set last year by his teammate Joshua Romani. Romani was also in record-breaking form as he established a new mark of 25.06 seconds for the 50-meter butterfly, displacing the 2007 record of 25.16 seconds held by Bahamian Verance E. Burrows. Carter and Romani teamed up with Jonathan Ramkisoon and Jabari Batiste to set another meet record in the last event of the evening, the boys' 15 to 17 400-meter medley relay, as they touched the wall in 3 minutes 56.33 seconds, besting the record the TNT team set last year. A gold medal performance was also registered by Jada Chai in the 11 to 12 girls 50-meter butterfly. She took that event with a time of 31.13 seconds, a fitting result after she was outtouched on the wall the previous night in the 100-meter equivalent. Chai's swim must have been inspiring, as for the next 5 consecutive events in the 50-meter butterfly, the TNT swimmers all won gold medals in the age group categories, with KL York taking the boys 11 to 12, Amira Pilgrim the girls 13 to 14, Adrian Going taking the boys 13 to 14, and Tyler Martin the girls 15 to 17. And Romani's record breaker, Ariel Cape, was also in fine form when she stopped the clock to win gold in the girls' 13 to 14 100-meter backstroke. In the evening session, Carter and Martin were also on the podium following the 100-meter freestyle, with Carter taking the race with a blistering 50.67 seconds, erasing the old meet record of 50.99 seconds, which was set by Romani in 2012. This time around, Romani was second in 51.08 seconds. Gregory McBurney, News 4 Sports.
When we return, much more news. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Local Olympic athletes continue to receive recognition from the government and people of Trinidad and Tobago for their sterling performances.
The Ministry of Tourism has recognized the valiant efforts of Trinidad and Tobago's athletes who represent the country on the international stage. On Wednesday, the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Stephen Cadiz, unveiled the Olympian Wall at the International Waterfront in Port of Spain. The wall bears the names of the athletes who have participated in Olympics through the years and brought home precious metal and honor.
So from its birth, our Olympic run in 1948, when Roger Wilkes won our very first medal in the sport of weightlifting, to the present-day success of Toko born and bred Keyshawn Walcott in the javelin throw. The Olympian Wall celebrates the huge sacrifices and dedication of all our sportsmen and women, whilst at the same time celebrating sporting excellence.
The Honourable Minister noted the determination of the local population, which continues to make significant strides in various areas, despite circumstances which are usually seen as hindrances.
We don't have the landmass of other people. We don't have the kind of money and facilities that other people have, but what we have is a people that are determined to succeed.
The minister says his ministry will be partnering with the Ministry of Sport to further realize the potential of sport tourism.
We would be seeking to capitalize on the many quality stadia and sporting grounds to encourage teams to visit for training purposes during the off-season, which is mainly the winter months. Additionally, we will be working with a number of associations to increase the number of attendees to sporting events.
Brian McFarlane and local artist Rajesh Gaya are both responsible for the masterpiece that is 100% locally made at a cost of $300,000. Nikolai Edwards, News 4.
And that story brings us to the end of our News 4 report, a product of the Government Information Services Limited and the Ministry of Communications. I'm Joseph Lopez. Thank you for watching.